All right, look, I've been calling these altcoins. People are having issues with gas fees, and these things are very expensive. Obviously, Ethereum hasn't solved the problem of transaction costs on the Ethereum blockchain. It doesn't mean we still can't make money. You know, it costs to be a boss. I'm just joking. Obviously, that's a joke. But seriously, guys, I'm going to put you in a situation so you don't have to spend too much on gas fees. I'm going to show you exactly how to cheapen the gas fees, and I'm going to show you what I do to avoid them at all costs. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another cryptocurrency video, and I've been throwing out these altcoins at you rapidly. I've been just kind of hitting the internet with as much positive information I could possibly put out. And if you appreciate that, do us both a favor, hit that subscribe button as well as the push notification bell. I'm dropping bombs, 2 videos a day. I'm done making excuses. I got a whole team. We are spamming the internet with the highest quality information on YouTube, at least when it comes to cryptocurrency. So again, if you appreciate that, do us both a favor, smash. Don't lightly touch it. I want your computer to break when you smash this like button. I want just go ahead and do that right now. Whoever sends me a video of them smashing the like button on my Instagram, go ahead and follow me there at Alexander the Marketer. I will cash app you, or better yet, I will send you $50 worth of Bitcoin if it makes me laugh.
Smash, smash, smash.
Again, if you send a video of you smashing the like button or something funny, obviously don't break your computer, I'm gonna send you some Bitcoin on my Instagram. Literally go follow me at Alexander the Marketer, and we're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna do that. It's gonna happen because I'm lit and it's fun, I think. Hopefully this is gonna be fun. So let's talk about cheap transaction fees, because I know a lot of people have issues. They're playing with smaller portfolios, right? So these gas fees can be like $50, $60, right? So the first thing I wanna show you, let me just jump into the screen right here. Let's talk about specifically how you should be structuring your portfolio, because there is a strategy to having cheaper transaction costs, right? And there is a strategy as well as having like specific wallets. So let me explain something really quickly and you'll get it. So essentially, if I had 100% of my portfolio, which I always try to avoid people, I don't want people knowing, my business. I don't care if I'm rich, and I'm not trying to brag on the internet, how much money I have. There's no reason for that. And other people that do that, I mean, they're insecure. I don't care what people think about me. I can care less. You guys can see from the value, you know what I'm talking about. So if this is 100% of my portfolio, essentially this is usually how I have it. And it always changes because percentages change. I put typically about 30 to 40%, I would say more like 30, on a cold storage. Now, this cold storage is so bad right here. I know my drawing's bad, but this cold storage right here is essentially going to be like something I never touch, and it's primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, the reason why I have this is because if like a whole bunch of wallets start getting hacked or something, especially because I'm a YouTuber, and it could be the same for you. There could be people out there, looking to take advantage of you. Just be very careful. Nobody will ever get access to this ever. Cold storage wallet is the highest level of security in blockchain technology. Actually, it's the highest level of security for any asset or anything worth value in the world, in my honest opinion. So cold storage, must have. I'm not gonna explain that in this video. We have other videos in our course that explain it, but definitely have it there. Now, the other, I would say 70%, is split up in like 5 to 6 wallets. Now, there's different types of coins, right? We have layer ones. Layer ones are typically blockchains of their own. Now, those are typically stored on like a computer. I have a dedicated computer for this, and they're basically the native wallet to the platform. What do I mean by that? So we go to CoinMarketCap, I can show you guys the coins that I'm holding and the wallets that they have. So like, for example, Cardano, Polkadot, they have their own wallet. I believe, we can get Cosmos, I believe, has its own wallet. I'm not 100% sure on that. I gotta look again. And then there's like other layer one solutions, typically layer one, like Kusama is like on the Cosmos wallet right here. Ocean Protocol, they have their own wallet. So like any layer one solution that its own blockchain, they usually have like a native wallet. I like using their native wallet because in a lot of cases you can stake and it's their wallet, and I don't really trust anybody else. Near, I believe, has its own wallet as well. So that's how I usually store that. Now, the reason why the storage is important, because you'll get it. We're getting to the point. Okay, we're getting to the point. So we have the layer one solutions and all their wallets, and I save all the private keys, of course, and I make sure they're safe. And I never, if you have a private key, guys, make sure you never copy and paste it on your computer. Make sure you're not taking screenshots. Write it down, because remember, everything you do on the internet, there's a copy of it. There's a digital footprint. And if somebody knows what they're doing, they're going to get your private keys. So I saved the layer ones, right? We saved the layer ones on our computer. So that will probably account for like another 20% of my portfolio, because I like investing in, high market cap layer ones. Now, The other is split up into MetaMask and some exchanges. I'm just gonna put MM and then like exchanges, right? Like different centralized exchanges, okay? And this is where the cheap gas fees are gonna come into play. I'll explain it right now. So let's get off of this ugly drawing. Let's jump into actual Uniswap. So as you can see right here, if we select a random token, for example, Balancer, and I wanna switch, okay, my wallet's not connected. Let's connect the wallet. I am unprepared. Let's connect the wallet. So I usually do MetaMask on Chrome. It's just so much easier. So let's pull up Zerion so we can get some, wallet information. And then let's pull up Uniswap so we can actually do the swap. So boom, let's go to Uniswap interface or whatever the case is. And there's a couple of exchanges you can use. Uniswap's not the only one, but I'll show you what I do. So as you can see here, we have Ethereum, okay? Now, Ethereum can be swapped for any token. So let's say, for example, we switch it to REN or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Right now, I believe it's high. It might not be high right now. Let's press swap, confirm swap. As you can see, transaction fees are, oh my God. This is ridiculous. Actually, I want to show you guys something else too, right? If you take your actual, right here, we take that and we go to Etherscan, it's going to blow your mind. It's really going to blow your mind. You guys are going to freak out after seeing this. So if I put my public address into Etherscan, press search, and then click analytics, look at this, Rich. It's going to blow your mind. Watch, you're going to get ready to be blown away. Look at this. Since, like, for the past 14 months, I've spent, right here, if I click Ether transactions, let's go to fees. I've spent $5,472 on transaction fees. Ethereum, please, can you fix this for me? Fix this issue that we have right here. If I go into my Coinbase, I make way more trades on my Coinbase. I have only like $300 in fees. $5,472 on transaction fees. This is absolutely ridiculous. It needs to be solved. Vitalik Buterin, man, watch my videos. Let's solve this problem. And the issue is, like, it's not going to probably be solved, just to be honest with you guys, at least for the next 2 years, because that's when they plan on rolling out Ethereum 2.0. So we kind of have to live with it, right? We kind of have to live with this issue. So let's see how we I'll show you the best thing I could possibly do. Okay, so this is what I typically do. Some coins are low market cap, and the only place they sell is Uniswap, and there's nothing you can do about that. If there's that low market cap, then you probably shouldn't be buying it in the first place because you can't afford it, and your portfolio is probably not asking for it, right? You don't want to take on super risk when your portfolio is less than, like, I don't know, like $500. Like chill. Maybe just buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, and your time would be better spent finding more money to put in the market. That's just the honest truth that nobody else would tell you. I'm just telling you the truth. So if we come back over here, I'm going to show you something, ninja tip. This is a ninja trick. So if we go to CoinMarketCap, instead of buying it on Uniswap, I know it sounds crazy and very simple, but just find a centralized exchange. Obviously, we don't like centralized exchanges. It is what it is. But if you just send your money, if you send to Ethereum, it's much easier to send it to a centralized exchange. It's cheaper too, because on Uniswap specifically, the transaction fees are extremely high. But if you send it across the blockchain, it's a little bit cheaper. It'll probably be like more like $15 to $20 instead of $100, right? So it's 5 times cheaper. And then on the centralized exchange, you could just simply swap for whatever you want for like $1. It's really cheap on centralized. That's the benefit, but obviously the market's going crazy right now. So in this unique situation, transaction fees are ridiculous. So let me show you how to do that. If it's an ERC20 token, then it's easy to do on Uniswap, but you can, any token, you can do on a centralized exchange. So let's just randomly, I don't know, I'm going to scroll through this and let's click this one, Icon. Okay, so Icon actually is a layer 1, so they are not an ERC20 token. As you can see, there's no, so this is a good example. All I would do is come over here to markets, and you can literally see every exchange that it's on. Now, ninja trick, again, I'm gonna give you another ninja trick. So I personally, I'm not gonna show it to you because you guys are gonna know my driver's license number and everything, but I personally have on my computer an organized folder. And the reason why I have this is because you can't limit yourself to one exchange. You have to have multiple. So it's very simple. I literally take a picture of my driver's license and I crop it out perfectly. It has to be perfect, right? You can do it with your phone. It doesn't matter. Just crop it out perfectly, make it centered, make sure the lighting is good. And you do the same thing for the back, okay? Now, you can take a picture of yourself as well and then upload it. But every website that requires KYC or know your customer requirements, it gets annoying. I get it. You guys don't want to do this every single time. So you could simply come over here and, upload just have the folder ready, like be organized, guys. You should be doing this with your research as well, but that's a whole nother topic of discussion. I'm not going to jump into that. You should definitely be doing this with your research, but just to make it easier for you guys, when you're doing the KYC, you upload your ID, have the folder on your actual desktop. Now, a lot of places don't require it, so you'll be good in most cases. You can trade up to like 2 BTC. But I would simply come over here, I'll look at Icon and see where the highest trading volume is. Now, if it's not available in your country, that's just an excuse. You guys know I don't like excuses on this channel. All you have to do is go through and literally go through the list. You have a whole list. Now, obviously, this one has a lot of different exchanges, but it can get a little bit crazier, right? So for example, oh, by the way, another layer one that I hold on my computer is Blockstack, just to give you a heads up, because I just saw it. I just saw that, so I had to let you know. So if we go to page 5, for example, and we look at these coins, because these can get crazy, right? So let's say we specifically look at, I don't know, I have some idle. That's funny. Oh, it pumped. Cool. I just made 20%. Easy money. All right, so if we look at idle, for example, the only place you can buy it is Uniswap and SushiSwap. So in this case, you're screwed. You got to pay the transaction fee. You probably shouldn't get into this. Maybe you can wait for a time where there's cheaper transaction fees. Let me show you something really quickly, because there actually is like an article that will show you a little bit. They dove into it. I haven't even looked at this myself. My coach actually gave it to me, but they actually tracked exactly one of the cheapest times for transaction fees. And this is one thing. I also have another trick. I got a couple tricks on my sleeve. But as you can see here, I'm just going to find it really quickly. So you could see this is this is historical, so it can all change, up to change, right? So as you can see, there's times where it's more expensive. You probably don't want to do it around, anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. UTC. So do this in your time zone and look for the cheapest one. I believe 11 p.m. UTC might be the cheapest. It's all right here. Screenshot this. Do something with this. And here's the best time. So you can wait for these times instead of just rushing into things. For Uniswap in this case, right? Because we can't get idle, or whatever the case is. We can't get some coins on centralized exchanges. So step 1, make sure you can go to a centralized exchange, right? That's the first thing, because it's going to be the cheapest by far. And if you put let's say, for example, you have the centralized exchange and you put 2 ETH, then it's really easy for you to just, just leave your ETH on there and only pay 1 transaction. So let's say hypothetically you want to put $200 into a coin. You could put $500 into the exchange, put the 200 into the coin, and then hold the other 300 there just in case, you want to buy another coin, because this exchange probably is going to have it, right? So you could use these in your strategy as well. Now, if again, the coin is on Uniswap and Uniswap only, then you could look at the best times. I just gave you the chart. Here, look, guys, get this chart. You see the chart, right? Get the chart right there. You see the chart? Screenshot that, write it down, do what you have to do. Do it in your own time zone and remember it. Now, let's say hypothetically it's still expensive, right? It's 50 to 100 bucks. Now there's one more trick up my sleeve, but again, like I said, this is not going to be like a permanent solution. Let me just go back to Uniswap, right? So there's websites all over the internet, Ethereum, gas station. Now you can do this. Now there's issues with this, and I'll explain the issues so you don't get screwed over, because you actually lose money if you do this the wrong way. But right here, they have different, gas levels that you could play around with, okay? And I'll explain the whole detail. You'll get it. So we have the standard, which is you could spend 300 gwei, okay? That's standard. You can go a little bit lower, okay? A little bit lower if you wanted to, okay? We have 400, and then if you want to do it really quick, you want to make sure that trade executes, you go a little bit higher. So they're giving you kind of standards to what to look at specifically so that you can get some cheaper gas. Now, it might take longer if you do standard. If you go below this, it actually might get stuck. So you got to be very careful. You have to make sure that you're not going too low. If you're going to 100 gwei, your transaction can get stuck, and then you actually have to spend money to get your money back, right? And it's so annoying when I've done it before. If your transactions get stuck, then that means that you can't do another transaction until that one goes through. So just be very careful. Now let me show you how to change this on your actual Uniswap. So if you go to your MetaMask right here, and we pop open specifically this, and we go to account details. Oh no, that's not it right there. If we pop open this, there you go, and go to settings, then you can go to advanced right here, boom, and then scroll down. And there's 2 things I want you to turn on, okay? Customize transaction nonce, that's the first thing, and I'll explain that. But that's not the thing we're talking about. And then if we scroll up, advanced gas controls, turn that on. They're most likely off, okay? Now this will give you the ability to change your gas fee. If we could swap again, confirm swap, let's look at it. This will give you this right here. Oh, look, the transactions just went down. So as you can see right here, gas price in gwei, right? So 219. And if we go over to the gas station and refresh this, we could see, oh, this is not the best. It's saying 219. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, I don't usually do this. I'm just giving you a trick, but you can play around with it. Now, remember, if you have a transaction that's stuck, it sucks, but I'll show you how to get it out. So this is what I was talking about before. Basically, let's say hypothetically you have a transaction stuck. Everything comes with a nonce. As you can see there, this is 269. So let's say I confirm this. Let's say I took the GUI and I put it down to like 100, right? It obviously makes it way cheaper. And then I put in the transaction and it's like there for like 3 hours and nothing's happening. I'm sure this will happen to you guys probably if you're trying to play around with this. Because this is what you change for it to be cheaper, right? So let's say it's stuck there, right? I'm gonna reject that, okay? Let's look at my activity. So each transaction has its own nonce. So as you can see here, this is 268. So you saw that if I made a new transaction, the next nonce is gonna be 269, okay? Now, if you wanna get this transaction out, if it was stuck, all you have to do is look at the transaction that's pending, okay? And do another transaction. Now this transaction has to be pretty expensive, okay? So the new one actually has to be more expensive than the old one, and it has to be higher. So let's say hypothetically, you try to do a cheap transaction for 20 bucks, it got stuck. This one has to be higher. It has to be like $30 or $40, okay? And not only that, but if like the current market conditions are saying that, transactions are 50, it has to be higher than that. It has to be like 60 bucks. This is where you can get screwed over. That's why I want you guys to be very careful. But if you do it right, you can get away with it, by putting the transaction fees as low as possible. So again, the reason why you do this is because you're sending another transaction to revert the last one, okay? So let's say hypothetically, the nonce was 269. Now I'm just talking, I'm not gonna go into this. Let's say the nonce was 269. That transaction had that nonce, it got stuck at 269. You make another Ethereum transaction, then you go to custom. You literally go to custom. Let's just say I'm doing swap again. So in this case, you could do it by sending yourself a transaction. You don't have to do a swap. So you literally copy this, you go to Ethereum, you send it back to yourself like that, boom. And then you change the custom nonce. You go to advanced options. This is the GUI, let's close that. And then we look for custom nonce. Where's nonce? So right here, custom nonce. So if it was 269, then you type in the same one. Okay, this one says 269. But basically what I'm trying to tell you guys, it has to be the same transaction, okay? The same nonce, okay? The same nonce has to be in there. And what it does is it takes the place and shoots your transaction back at you. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to front run your own transaction essentially. And that will give you the ability to get your transactions back if you try to do this kind of cheap trick. Again, let me just go through it one more time because I know what I just said might be a little bit difficult. Let me reject this. If you're trying to make a swap and it's too expensive, you can basically look at the gas cost and adjust it, right? So if I'm trying to do this swap, confirm swap, we can get super cheap by bringing this down. You can bring it down to 150. Don't overdo it because your transaction can get stuck. If it does get stuck, you need to match the custom nonce to a new transaction. You could just send yourself Ethereum. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't even have to send yourself, you can send yourself 0 Ethereum. So you come over here, right? Press send, boom. And then you send yourself with the same nonce, okay? And the transaction fee has to be kind of high when it comes to the GUI, right? And you go over here, press next. The same nonce that got stuck, you put it in here again. So if it's 269, type in 269. It's 270, type in 270. And you can look at the transaction by just clicking it. So let me just go back so I can show you where to look for it, right? Cancel. You can look at any transaction by just coming over, go back right here. Let me just get out all this, reject, come back over here. Activity will tell you all the transactions you ever did. So I can go to any transaction and come over here as long as it's pending and not gone through and revert it, right? So this one will have a nonce right here, 266, right? So that's like a little mini tutorial. Now, obviously I have other tutorials you guys can get into, but that's what I got for there. So again, this is what the strategy entails. Step 1, look for centralized exchanges to buy your coins. Step 2, try to lower your gas fees, right? And then also you can say in that same step 2, put yourself in a situation to get cheaper gas fees, right? So you guys got the chart. I'm gonna open it up one more time for you. This is the chart. Scroll down. This is the study. This is the cheapest time. Step 3, okay? Buy the coin before anybody else. My cycles trading strategy, we take all this into consideration. I like being ahead of the curve. This is why our trades take longer in some periods. So if I pull up TradingView, for example, I'm not buying the coin with everybody else. If you're buying when everybody else is buying, you have made rookie mistake number 1. If we look at the DeFi perpetual index, for example, the reason why I'm not pressed and I'm not worried about any of this because I'm making so much money. We bought way down here. We bought way down here. Now, if you don't understand what cycle trading is, if you don't get what I'm talking about right now, well, we have a course. I give you guys a complete checklist. All you have to do is literally find the coin that you want to study and check off the boxes and literally go through the research list, and it'll tell you if the coin is undervalued or overvalued. It's the simplest, the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even a baby could do it for real. We tried to literally, that's what we thought. Hey, how to invest in cryptocurrency, how to make it easy enough that a 10 to 12-year-old can do it. That's what we did. We have the checklist. Go ahead to thefundamentalsecrets.com. Link in the description below. But that's it for this video, guys. Here's a couple of steps to save yourself some money on transaction costs. This is the best I could possibly do. Other than that, go to a different blockchain. Ethereum, it is what it is. You get what you pay for, right? And at least in this situation, hopefully they fix this in the future. But that's it for this video, guys. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with this technology, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.